Hello, and welcome to Gen X Quitch. My name is Jice Jr., and in Gen X Quitch, this is the channel where we talk about things that impact Generation X and making this phase of your life your best phase of your life. Today, I've got a special guest. I'll have him introduce himself. Guest, could you give us your name, where you're from, your current age, and what generation you're from?
Yes, good morning. My name is Jice Stokes. I'm from Boca Raton, Florida. I am currently 77 years old, and I'm a baby boomer.
All right, so as you can see, you've got Jice and Jice. You got a double dose of Jice for this particular episode. Lynn couldn't be here. She's in Louisville visiting her mom. So Dad thought he'd come up to Charlotte and visit me. So today's episode, I'm going to ask him 5 questions. And these are things that maybe in Generation X we need to be thinking about. So he's going to give us his answer. So it shouldn't be a long video, about 10 minutes or so, but we'll jump right in. So 5 questions. So, Dad, what's the best advice you've ever received, and from whom did you receive it?
Well, over the years, I've received a lot of advice, but looking back on the past, I think my best advice was from the head of the math department at Florida A&M University. His name was Dr. Jones, and the advice he gave me or us was, you cannot solve a problem if you cannot see it. And
Okay, very good.
at that time, we were talking about, I think the subject was topology. And each time he would approach the board, he would always show us a picture. He would draw the proof, and then he would go on and explain it. Later in life, I discovered that not only applied to mathematics, but socially, business, you have to see the problem first before you can proceed to solve it.
That's great advice. Yeah, I'm very visual, so I like to see what I'm working on as well. And can you give a layman's definition of topology?
Topology,
Yes.
that's a branch of mathematics. At that time, it was just one subject, but now you can major in. You can have a major in topology, and it talked about. I hate to use a word to define a word, but topological spaces. That's elongated tube, or look at it as I guess the balloons they use to blow up at the
Okay.
circus.
Okay.
And if it continues, a continuous circuit, that would be an example of a topological type representation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to move on to question number 2. And if you didn't know, Dad was a math major at Florida A&M. I talk about our family scholarship. So he was the kind of the catalyst for that scholarship. It's a STEM scholarship. You can go back and look at that video if you missed it. So special shout out to Florida A&M University. It's homecoming the day of this recording. So go Rattlers. So,
Yes.
so question number 2. What's the hardest thing you've ever had to do, and what did you learn from that experience?
I think probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do was face the reality that my mother was passing at a
Okay.
tender age of 57.
Okay.
And it was, and what I learned from that is you need to, when you have time, you need to take the time to spend with the person you love and don't assume that you have forever.
So that's great advice. So Gen X, we've talked about this before too. Don't assume you'll have other tomorrows. Do what you can do today. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. Make sure you living for today. So great advice there. I really like that one. So we're gonna move on now to question number 3. Dad, is there something you would like to do that you've never done? And if so, what is it?
Well, two things come to mind.
Okay.
Number one is I would like to write a book,
Okay.
not just a book to write a book. I could have, matter of fact, I started that, but I want something that's really dynamic, really extend to all globe, and just a good book, not just a book.
A fiction book or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction. Okay.
Nonfiction.
Okay.
More like something in the self-help category
Okay.
for us. When I say us, I mean our people.
African American.
African American.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good. All right.
And the second thing is, I probably would have liked to invented something that would have been in the same category as earth shattering. But that didn't ever happen either.
Okay. Well, it's not too late. If you think of something, you
Mhm.
can get it done. Get a patent attorney and and get to it. So let's see. We're gonna move on to question number 4. What's something you like about the aging process, and what's something you don't like about it?
Well, the thing I like about aging is the knowledge and the experience I accumulated over the years. It's just 77 years. I think my memory starts back when I was probably around 5 years old. So I have about 72 years of fun memory. Well, not all fun, but just great stuff that really helped me along. And now, what I don't like is, I guess, seeing it come to a close.
Yeah.
But reality is that someday it will.
Well, the good news is by doing stuff like writing your book and doing this recording, you live on forever. So the advice you give today can go to future generations. So thanks for doing this. Uh, let's see. We're at question number 5. So this one may be a little tough, but give it your best shot. So, how would you want to be remembered, or how do you want to be remembered from those who knew you?
Well, probably, as I think about it, I would like to be remembered as an honest person,
Okay.
upstanding, and trying to help someone.
Okay.
And I can go on, but I think it probably become less and less important. But I just would, you know, those are the
Those
three
are the
main
qualities.
things. Yes.
Okay. All right. So lessons for Gen Xers. Don't put off what you can do today. Put it off till tomorrow, and think about how you want to be remembered. Think about what you do each day impacts how you're going to be perceived by future generations. And then I think the other big thing I took from this was, um, if there's something you want to do, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. If you don't know about how to go about doing that particular thing, seek subject matter experts. Look on YouTube. um, there are a lot of tools out there and resources. You just got to ask someone. So with that, this will come to a close. I appreciate the visit. I love you for coming up here and taking the time and visit at Charlotte, and love you for taking the time to do this video. This is great advice. I took something from it. I did not know what was it, topology. Topology. I learned something new today. I never knew that. So everybody, till the next episode, have a good day. And again, go Raptors. Strike,
Go Raptors.
strike, and strike again. All right, take care.